Okay.
Camera speeds.
Today, I am on a mission to explore theatrical and choreographic experiences in microgravity. Step 1 of the journey. This is not a stunt. It is a deep exploration and reimagining of content and form.
Of course Natasha wants to go to space. That was my first impression. Of course. This makes perfect sense.
You want me to do what?
That you have lost your mind.
Like, if we think that's impossible, she doesn't think it's impossible.
My team and I will create the first multimedia performance in microgravity aboard a parabolic aircraft.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
Whoa. That sounds fun. And it's exactly where all the fun mistakes are. And then just bring it back and then do it again.
If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be you.
We are pioneering a new form of creativity and art in an environment that not too many people have ever been in, let alone created in.
Every day that I think about it, it becomes more and more real, and that's what excites me about it, the fact that it's real.
The reality that Natasha, Tsakos are bringing us to the space.
What we're doing here isn't a microgravity adventure and one and done. We're wanting to pioneer the next 100 years of how we create as humans in space.
The whole point is to do it this one time, and then that shoots off for the next things.
Or inspire new artists to come join our team and create in space.
We need to understand how we work with our new center of gravity. We need to prepare for various gravitational forces, and we will train underwater in wind tunnels and aerobatic flights.
We don't know what's gonna happen necessarily. We can prepare for it, and we are.
It's such an unknown space for me.
Bring me that situation when I can't control anything.
I'm just like thinking about that moment of like being there and like starting to move around and how that's gonna affect my body, and it's terrifying that I don't know, but it's also exciting that I don't know.
Once we know the unknown, that's where we can build things.
No, the scariest part is if I vomit. That's the scariest part, if I'm being 100% honest. And if that doesn't happen, then I'll be really, really happy with anything else that comes after that.
The human readiness level. We have one flight, and I've had the advantage of already having flown once.
The more people I tell about it, their initial reaction is like, I would probably throw up, and I'm like, just give it to me, let's give it a try.
I know people are concerned about mental state, physical state, and they're like the whole like vomit boy of like, bleh! So you never know exactly what could be, but I know in my personal thing, it's more like, are we gonna be able to do it again?
I'm really focusing on this idea of concentration practice, meditation as the grounding source, and that's the thing I feel the most excited about, is imparting that knowledge to the team.
That's wonderful that we could maybe meditate everybody into the space.
I want to propel people into spaces of possibilities.
Like we're on the precipice of this thing happening, and we're so excited on like the possibilities, and I want the people to see the finished product and be at the same precipice of what is possible and what they can do, what we can do, what we can all do, what can be done. I want them to have that kind of excitement.
I want people to feel able to be off the ground, even if they are not off the ground.
I truly hope that it gives people the ability to keep dreaming those dreams that they think aren't gonna happen, but maybe can happen. And that idea of them coming to the show and seeing that somebody did that, to really inspire people to do things that are great, and the things that are hard, things that are impossible, like make the impossible possible. That's what I want this show to do. Natasha Tsakos is probably one of the most brilliant artists I've ever met in my life. She's got the drive of a pack of horses running up a mountain.
For as long as I've known her, she's always inspired awe in me. Wait, hold on.
She's able to use both sides of her brain at 10,000 miles an hour. She's incredible at bringing teams together and finding the right talent and structuring the project in a way where we all understand where it's going. And she's also one of the best creatives that I've ever met.
She's always inspired awe in me, like her vision, like her work ethic.
Natasha Tsakos is one of the most ideal people to work with and most crazy. So everything is possible and we can work towards that, and I love that about her.
Okay, so how do you see the world and how do you think about things? What if you just flip the coin and see things differently? You think it's possible? Try again. What if this? What if that? Maybe this connects over here, maybe this isn't that.
What was your second thought after Natasha's brain told her about this project? So the first thought being you thought of this project, and the second thought was?
I didn't have a second thought. There was no second thought.
Badass. Hyphenated word.
Revolutionary.
Pioneering? We are pioneers?
Bold.
And hope.
And then do it again.
We need to prepare for a future that is inevitable. Start training artists for space environments and begin developing the new stories and experiences we will present and partake in space today.